Hello guys, I flew 9 hours, 2 flights and a long bus drive to visit Jordan. Why? To tour this wonderful country. Join me on this tour as I trail you with my experiences in Jordan, arrival and visiting the Dead Sea. So right now I'm very close to the Dead Sea, the lowest point on earth. Before we start, let me give you some insight on the Kingdom of Jordan. Jordan is an Arab nation in the middle of the Middle East, popular for its references in the Bible. Ruled by King Abdullah, it entails many notable tourist attractions like the Dead Sea, the Jordan River, Petra, Mount Nebo, the Red Sea, and more. With tourism playing a huge role in Jordan's economy, the kingdom is ranked as having the 35th best infrastructure in the world, according to 2010 World Economic Forum Index of World Economic Competitiveness. Wow. Now let's begin. The trip started like any other day in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. And before going to the airport, I had to change my Naira notes to dollars. This was very hard to do because I needed to find a legit bureau de change person to make the change. Dollars is very scarce in Nigeria as at now, and seriously, it wasn't easy getting a legit person to do the conversion. So prior to that, I had gone to my bank to withdraw dollar directly from the bank, and there was no dollar. I visited 3 branches of my bank and I didn't get dollar. Sad to see, right? So we converted the money, and finally when we were done, we headed straight to the airport. We got to the airport around past 10, and we had to stand in the airport prior to our checking in, which happened about 2-3 hours later. We got to the airport past 10 and we checked in. We started checking in around past 11 to 12. Prior to that, we just stood in the airport, and the airport was rowdy. It wasn't easy, and we had had fun, and we just covered a little bit of the moments at the airport. So guys, this is me. I'm about to board to go to Jordan. This is not my first time leaving Nigeria officially. This is the international airport, and you can see already it is everybody wants to jump out from Nigeria. Just take a look. I see everybody planning to jump out from Nigeria. It's just crazy. Really, really. So from checking in wasn't such a hard process. It wasn't such a difficult process like I thought it was going to be. Because we went as a group and it went under an agency. So my advice to anybody that is trying to tour, going to a place that you don't know, I think it's best to use a travel agency other than going on your own, just to avoid hassles and just to avoid immigration problems. We did the check-in and passed through the immigration, and everything went easy. It wasn't a hard task for us really. We were just trying to meet up with the time because our first flight was for 1:40 p.m. Nigerian time. So checking in, Nigerian at the immigration service, they will hint you to sort them, to tip them with something, money. At some point, just to avoid the delay and just to board your flight early. At some point, you will have to tip if you are behind schedule. Alright guys, so finally we are boarding to Jordan after a very rigorous check-in. Very rigorous boarding check-in, very serious one. You can see how hot this place is. Really, really hot. It's not easy. But anyway, let's see what comes of this trip, I'll see you guys later. So I had 2 stops. My flight for Jordan was, the first one was to stop at Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Then from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, we'll take another flight to Amman, Jordan. So our first flight, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, boarding wasn't such a hard task. The air hostesses were very friendly, and I boarded the plane easily. It wasn't difficult to board the plane. But on boarding, the flight was actually a smooth flight. The plane was a big plane, a plane that had over 500 capacity. I think 450, 500 people were on board on that flight from Lagos to Ethiopia. So we left by 1:40. It was a 5 hours flight. This was the first time I was actually flying for that long. The longest I've done in the air was about an hour 30 minutes. I've not gone beyond that because it was local flying I've been doing. I've been flying from Lagos to Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt back to Lagos, and then I think that's it. Finally I'm here, and I'm about to take off. This is boarded and what it is. So let's take off. I hope I enjoy this trip. On board it was easy, flight was smooth, everything was happening very well and fine until they give us food to eat. The food wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. I took the chicken. They had the chicken sauce and they had the beef sauce. I took the chicken sauce. It wasn't that bad, but there was this particular part of the food I didn't like, the cold beans. They had beans in the plate, so I didn't like the cold beans, and I couldn't use it to eat. So I just had to eat without the beans. So aside the meal, I enjoyed myself, chilled myself with a movie. Flight was good, air hostesses were nice, and we got to Addis Ababa exactly 9 o'clock Ethiopian time, but 7 o'clock Nigerian time. So it was a 5 hours flight. Actually, it was a 7 hours flight because of the time zone change and time zone difference. But it was a 5 hours flight. So getting to Addis Ababa airport, onboarding took a while. We spent over 45 minutes, 30 minutes thereabouts onboarding from the airport. We stood for a while, then we finally onboarded. When we onboarded, we had to rush to do our check-in because we were way behind schedule for our next flight, which was from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia to Amman, Jordan. So it was crazy. Moving was crazy. We had to rush in. Checking in was all in a rush. And they understood at the airport and they gave us the time and they gave us a little bit of leverage. Here are some of what I could capture while we were trying to meet up with our flight and check in on time to meet up with our flight for Amman, Jordan. We're in a hurry now to board for Jordan. We had to check in very hurriedly because of our plane came in late and there was no time. So it is what it is, you know. Oof. Wow. Rushing to board. Crazy experience. Very fine effort. So this is the longer experience actually. I think I enjoyed the hurrying. It's not easy. If you don't want to lose weight, you lose weight on this one. Exercise, it's not for the weak. Right now we are on our way to Amman, Jordan. We are on a bus to board for a 4 hours flight. This is what's time now, like past 9. The time is with our local time. I think it's like past 9 in their local time, but in Nigeria I think it's 7 past 7. They are 2 hours ahead. So anyway, yeah, lovely experience here. So finally, we checked in, smooth sailing, smooth move. We checked in easily and we boarded for our flight to Amman, Jordan. The plane was smaller. There were no screens at the front seats for you to watch any movie. The plane was a little bit tight. I didn't really enjoy my flights to Amman from Addis Ababa, to be honest, compared to my flight from Lagos to Addis Ababa. I think the only issue I had with the first flight was that it was really, really long. But the second flight, the seats were smaller. The flight in itself, we boarded and we started moving very fast. And the second flight, there was this rule which was not in the first flight that had more people. They almost forced us to wear face masks in the second flight. I was wondering why they told us to do that. So in the first flight, when we had over 500 people or 450 people at least, nobody wore a face mask. Now on the second flight, we all had to wear face masks. It was frustrating, to be honest, but we did that anyway. So we wore our face masks, we sat down, enjoyed the flight, and now finally taking off. Took off to Amman, Jordan. It was a 4 hours flight, and in the flight we also had food. 4 hours from 9 from we got to we our plane took off around 10:30 p.m. Ethiopian time, which is about 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. We took off, and we got food at the airport. At the plane, they served us food again. It was very similar to what was served at my former flight, at the first flight that I had. Very similar to it, but this time around, they gave us the rice version of the beans, cold sour rice of that beans I told you I didn't like, and the chicken sauce didn't taste as good. It didn't taste really nice. I just had to eat it because I was really hungry, and this was the only food we had. This was a 9 hours flight, so I flew for 5 hours and I flew for 4 hours. On getting to the airports in Amman, Jordan, we landed in Queen Alia's airport, one of the best airports in the Middle East. Actually voted as the best airport in 2014, 2015. Voted as the best airport in the Middle East, Queen Alia Airport, Amman, Jordan. Very, very nice airport. The airport was lovely. We got there and we're not in a hurry because now we have gotten to our destination, which was Amman, Jordan. In Amman, Jordan, we had fun, had to change my dollar that I'd gotten. I had to change it to Naira. I had to change the dollar I'd gotten to dinar, Jordanian dinar. Just for you to note, the Jordanian dinar is actually a stronger currency than the US dollar. We changed $100 for about 65. Technically, it was supposed to be about 65 Jordanian dinar, but they took their charges and they gave us 61 Jordanian dinar, which is very, very small compared to what the bank rate is. The bank rate is about 71 Jordanian dinar to $100. So it's about 10 dinar gain for the bureau de change at the airport. So that's what we did though. We changed it there, then finally waited for our luggages, got our luggages and headed to the bus. We had the bus that was taking us down to the Dead Sea. We go to the airport. We go to the airport 8 minutes past 2 a.m. Jordanian time, which was about 8 minutes past 12 a.m. Nigerian time. And surprisingly, at the bus, you know what happens in Nigeria where you have a lot of people that are looking forward to tipping and helping you. Same thing here in Jordan. Like, we're there and someone offered to load our bags at the airport, and we had to tip this guy. We tipped him 10 dinar. 10 dinar should be roughly 10,000 naira. So this was a tip somebody for adjusting our bag in Jordan. So there we met our tour guide and guided us down to the Dead Sea. Our hotel was just situated just in front of the Dead Sea. The hotel is called the Grand East Hotel, and this hotel is just situated in front of the Dead Sea. It was over an hour drive from the airport to the Dead Sea, the Grand East Hotel, Dead Sea. We moved and eventually got some info of our site and our tour from the tour guide. So he told us a lot.
Below sea level. Now we are going to 420 meters below sea level. So Dead Sea is nominated one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was lowest point on the earth. But the problem why Dead Sea is not one of the 7 wonders of the world, because the condition for any city to be one of the 7 wonders of the world, the city have to be built by the people. Dead Sea is nature from the God. So this is the problem why Dead Sea is not one of the 7 wonders of the world. But
Yeah, we got to Grand East Hotel around 4 a.m. So, but I got into my room around 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. So this is my room. This is Grand East Hotel, and this is a twin bedroom. I have a roommate. This is where I'll be spending the night. I'll spend the night all through today, and tomorrow we have a tour to another place. So I'm going to be staying like 4 hotels on the strip, and 4 different locations and 4 different experiences just on the Jordan trip. They have a lot of tourist sites to visit. So this is what it is. You guys are going to get a lot of content from me. So today is just touring the Dead Sea. This is the Grand East Hotel Dead Sea. Actually, just behind the hotel is the Dead Sea. This is midnight, so you can't really see it, but once the day breaks, I'm going to take you guys around the hotel. But I couldn't show you guys too much because of it's dark, it's night, so I couldn't show you guys too much. The room was lovely. Then went to swim later on, took some photos around the area, then went to swim at the Dead Sea. It's crazy sunny here. This is Jordan. I'm very close to the Dead Sea. I'm at the Grand East Hotel right here. So guys, yeah, sunny today, and it's funny because it's usually really cold at night and very sunny during the day. Reminding me of when I was in Jos weather. So yeah, I don't know how to swim, but I'm dressed like someone that's going to swim. So I want to just enjoy the swimming, just enjoy it and see how it goes. Guys, I'm on my way to the Dead Sea now, and you can see we're heading there. I'm closer to there more than ever. Remember that the Dead Sea is the lowest point on the planet Earth. So it's Dead Sea. People come here to swim. They call it the Dead Sea because as big as this sea is, there's no life here. Sea contains a large amount of salt, and there are some beliefs that the Dead Sea is very medicinal, and it can treat a lot of diseases. It's not even a myth. I think people have actually used the water to do a lot of things, and they've been cleansed of their diseases. So this is the Dead Sea, and this is what it is. So the story of the Bible where Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. It is said that it happened here, and the salt is what was formed into this sea. The salt went into the sea, and that's why it's called the Dead Sea. So there's no living creature here at all. There's no living creature. Another knowledge on this Dead Sea is the fact that it has an earthquake every 10 seconds. There's a mild earthquake that happens right in this region in the Dead Sea. But the earthquake is not affected by we humans. It's affected by majorly animals because they are on their 4 feet. So they feel the earth shake on the ground. We that we stand on our 2 legs, you can't feel the vibration as much as these animals feel it. So this is it, and this is the Dead Sea, guys. I'll show you guys more. Let's just watch. Another information about the Dead Sea was that Dead Sea was nominated as one of the 7 wonders of the world, but it wasn't considered as one of the 7 wonders of the world because all the 7 wonders of the world were made by man. Dead Sea is natural, and since it was made by nature, it is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, 7 nature wonders of the world per se. But yeah, so that's one information about the Dead Sea. This is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. You can see it's amazing. This is the sea. And people that can swim, I can't swim, but people that can swim, they're advised to swim with their back on this sea because the sea, the salt content of the sea, if it gets into a person's eyes, the person will not be able to see, cannot open his eyes. To be so painful, you can't open your eyes until fresh water and normal water is used to wash the eyes. So that's another information about this place. I can't swim, so I'm not coming here to come and try to swim. Maybe I might just try to. I'll go to have a closer look of the Dead Sea. I'll just definitely go to have a closer look of the place. But I'm not trying to swim. I'm not trying to I've not swum in a normal swimming pool in the Dead Sea. I'll call it swimming. Anyway, so this is it. So right now I'm very close to the Dead Sea. You can see people are actually swimming. You can see how people are swimming. See how people are swimming. People are not swimming face front. They are swimming with their backs and just floating in the pool. And this is because of the salt content in the pool. And in case it affects somebody's eyes, it enters somebody's eyes, it can affect the person. So that's why it's always advised to come here and swim with your back. For me, that I don't know how to swim, I don't know if I should try it or not. Honestly, like, this is the Dead Sea, for crying out loud. But then again, I'll try to put my feet in. But I don't know what's going to got into the water of the Dead Sea. Yep. I don't think I'm going further than this, to be honest. So this is it. People are enjoying themselves, having fun. For someone who's really scared of the water, for someone who has vowed not to enter water, who didn't want to near the Dead Sea because of the name itself, the Dead Sea, no animals live in the sea. For someone who's scared of water, I vowed not to enter the water, but eventually I did. I got to the water and I was surprised how I was brave enough to let myself go and let the water take me. Wow. Alright guys, this is me floating. I said I'll not do it, but now I'm doing it. Just welcome to Dead Sea. Wow, the water is floating me. In the Dead Sea, you can't actually sink. The water's pressure is so high and the salt content is so much in the water, and for that it helps you to float. It floats anybody that comes there. So I was able to float in the water easily, and I was surprised at the way I floated in the water. I was really shocked. Credits to my friend Bola Hong for capturing the moment. I'll be putting the videos there for you to watch.
Just sit. You are getting it, bro.
Wow. It's crazy. From there, a little bit of cruise at the poolside, enjoy the pool moment, and yeah, had fun. There was some night times enjoyment too, of which you guys will watch now, and this was my experience at the Dead Sea. So they say the mud from the Dead Sea, it's very medicinal. It helps to cleanse you from all illness and whatever skin disease or sickness you have. The mud really does it. So because of that, I'm trying to bask in the mud from the Dead Sea. And I hope I'll be clean by the time I get back to Nigeria. If you see me drive by, just know that I've gone to get myself good in the Dead Sea. So guys, watch out for my next video. I'll be going to Petra, going to Mount Nebo where Moses died. Petra, they're one of the 7 wonders of the world, and other places too. So guys, watch out. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button and go right in this country. See you in the next one. Peace.